What's going on, guys? Troy coming at you from Barbie Mountain.
Mountain Man. Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Yeah, it's Mountain Man Treasure, guys. Thanks for stopping in. But lately, it's felt like Barbie Mountain. If you've been watching the last few videos, you either are enjoying the Barbies or you're going, when is he going to stop talking about dolls? Well, you know what? Obviously, not yet, because we went back for round 3. I picked up some more winners. I didn't shoot any video while we were in there. You guys have seen the place. We don't need to look at it again, at least not yet. I may go back and look at some of the other treasures that she's got in there. In the front of her shop, she's got just old vintage and antique toys, glass, that sort of thing. We might go back and look at that. But in terms of dolls, I thought, you know what? Once you've seen an entire place full of dolls, you've probably seen an entire place full of dolls. Don't need to see it again. And so I just went in and I picked up some stuff. Now, we didn't get quite as good a return this time as the first 2 times, but that's because I've been picking out the good stuff. But I found some fantastic dolls back here. I want to put a disclaimer on here because I've been selling a whole lot of Barbie dolls. If you've just found the channel, if you're new to reselling, I know we've got a lot of new or newer resellers that are watching my channel. I talk with them a lot. And if that's you, don't go out and buy every Barbie doll you see thinking you're going to make $125 on all of your Barbies. You know, I've made that on some of these. But it's the exception. It's not the rule. All the Barbies that lady has in the place, a lot of them are not worth picking up. A lot of them aren't worth the $8 or $10 she would charge me for them. So do your comps. Make sure you know what you're getting into before you go out and spend a whole bunch of money. Now, let's look at the dolls. I've got to be careful because some of these are pretty precariously placed. A lot of alliteration there. I got 3 high back here, so I got to be careful. But I want to show you a couple of loose dolls. I got a couple last time. I got a couple this time. And I'm going to start having to look more into those because I'm picking clean the Barbie doll she's got, I think. I'm getting down to where I think I've picked all the ones that I'm going to pick, at least out in the main shop area that she's got. There's still some more downstairs that I think I can make some good money on if I can get them for the right price. But I think I'm going to have to start learning about loose dolls. And I wanted to show you first one that I picked up that I think is so cool. All of this stuff that I picked up has a great sell-through rate. That's why things are moving through really quickly. There's way more listed than what's, or way more sold, than what's listed on most of these. Some of them are equal amounts, right? So if there's more sold, when you look at your eBay comps, you look up like back there is, hey, look right there. It's Farrah. I got Farrah this time, guys. We're going to talk about her in a minute. But if you look up Farrah Fawcett Barbie doll and on the eBay app, it's going to show you how many are listed. Now, you want to filter it by new because she's new, right? So let's just look at new in the box Farrah dolls. So it's going to tell you how many there are listed available for sale. Now you go up and sort again by sold. It's going to show you how many have sold. If the number that have sold is higher in the last, it tracks 3 months. So if the number that have sold in the last 3 months is higher than those that are available, the demand is high, and that has a good shot. So the greater the margin, the better a shot you have of selling that pretty quickly. So check sell-through rates if you're looking at these things. All of these have pretty good sell-through rates, except for this one. And he's probably my favorite pickup of the entire day. I'm so excited to find this guy. It's really, really cool. Maybe because I'm a little bit of a history nerd. Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, can probably give you more information about the man himself. But I could probably hold my own with Kevin on this one. But this is, who is this, guys? Does anybody know? If you know, tell me before I tell you or before you looked it up. I'd love to know if people know who this guy is. Military, obviously, right? Look at the hat. Army, right? Let's go up here. This is General MacArthur. This is really, really cool. I'm not that much into dolls. I'm into profit. That's why I'm picking these up. But some of them are definitely cool. This one is super cool. This is General MacArthur. He is, I think it's 18 inches, something like that. It's pretty tall. This is really neat. It's missing. There used to be a tag right here that said General MacArthur, and I think it said Man of the Hour. A little paper tag that used to be pinned on here. That's the one thing that he's missing. But this guy is from 1942. This thing is old, guys. This is 80 years old almost. And this is a composite doll is what they call it. It's jointed. So his legs will move. His legs will actually pop off. The cheapest listing right now has his legs laying beside him like he suffered a horrendous trauma. It's kind of creepy. Why you would list it like that? It looks scary. But just look at really the detail. I mean, it's simple, but it's really, really cool. And a lot of them that you see, because it's from 1942, a lot of them you see, they're all chipped up here just from age. And if you look, I mean, it's not perfect, right? But, you know, and there's some in the back, but a lot of them have this all the way around on his hat. The face is incredibly cool. You know, the hands, it's pretty basic. I just love this thing. Now, he's even got fake leather shoes. Look at that. Now, this is from, I believe it's the Freundlich company. It's Freundlich Novelty Company. I've been doing some research on them before we started this. Here, just sit here, buddy. I've been doing some research on them because when I found out who it was made by, I thought a German company making General MacArthur dolls in the 40s. That seemed weird. Well, it was Freundlich was the guy's last name. Obviously, it's German name, but he was an American, and he actually worked for another doll company, moved and created his own company. It was based out of New York, started in, I believe it was the late 20s, like 1929 or thereabouts. And all of their dolls are non-marked, so it makes it kind of hard to identify them, apparently. But I was able to find this guy, and there's a lot of information. I actually found a few websites that list the different dolls, or at least some of the dolls. They made several other military figures around the same time. This was really one of the final dolls that they produced. They actually went bankrupt in 1945. They made this in 1942 is when he was made. And it's a beautiful piece. It's preserved so well for being so old. I think this is really neat. Now, the cheapest available right now is $145, I believe. I think that's what the comp said. That was the one with his legs laying next to him, right around that point. There is one sold. It's like one sold to 8 or 9 listed. So there's a few listed. It's not like this is super rare, but it's definitely on the rare side. And especially in this condition, mine is in far better condition than most any of them out there, it looks like, other than he's missing the tag. They are listed anywhere from about $125 up to like $300 on up. I don't know what I'm going to do with him because he's in really good condition. I'll probably list it high at a couple $100 and just let it sit and see what happens. I have no problem hanging on to him for a while just because I think he's so neat. But this is a cool piece of Americana. And so I'm glad to be able to save it and to hang on to it for a while and then get it into the hands of somebody that's going to really appreciate it, because this isn't necessarily just a doll collector, right? This could be somebody that collects military stuff. So this could go into somebody's military collection very, very easily. So I like General MacArthur. I think he's very cool. Ultimately, he could sell for about $200. It's just going to be very long tail. So that's the first one. That's my favorite. But we've got one that's right underneath that. If he's 1A, I'm going to grab 1B. We'll show you 1B here real quick. I pity the fool that doesn't think this is cool. Mr. T, I found Mr. T. This is Galoob from, I'm going to look on his back here, 1983. This is actually made by Cannell Productions, which I believe is probably Stephen Cannell, who I think did that show and did a lot of shows. This is Mr. T. And, sorry, I got like this random itch up here. He's got the earrings, he's got the gold, he's got the jacket. I believe you could get with him, there's holes in his hands here, and I believe that I don't know if it came with it or if you bought them separately, but you got, it wasn't like a gun or anything, I don't think. I think it was actually his tools. I think it was like a bolt cutter and like a hacksaw or something like that. And he talks. The only thing is, This Mr. T sounds like he's been sucking on helium. You ready for this? It actually kind of makes me like him more. Here we go. It works. Kind of.
Always listen to your parents.
What? Always listen to your parents, he says.
Study hard in school.
Study hard in school.
Always listen to your parents.
He says a few other things, but he gets repetitive.
Always listen to your parents.
We're going to do this until we get him to say, I pity the fool.
I pity the poor fool.
There you go. Thank you. So because his voice box is a little messed up, even if it wasn't, quite honestly, new and packaged, this guy sells for 25 or 30 bucks. You'd think it'd be more, actually. Just not. But I just like him. I think it's cool. I think he's going to hang out here with me at the mountain. And I felt like by getting him and by getting General MacArthur, it kind of balanced out, you know, the Mountain Man Barbie doll thing, right? So I hang on to my Mountain Man card because I picked up Mr. T and General MacArthur, right? All right, now let's get into the Barbie. See that? I got to maintain my rep. I've got the elk skull here on my table. We've got this first thing. This is pretty cool. Again, non-Barbie, but baby skates. She's amazing. And really, she kind of is. I mean, this is a cool piece. It's from 1982, and it is still new in the box. It's an open box, but I open it up. She's still got a cardboard piece that held her in place around her neck in the box. It's still got the instructions in there. This is new in an open box. I ought to be able to sell this thing for about 50 bucks. So that was really my first find after I found Mr. T and General MacArthur. This was my first find in the doll section. I looked a little bit in the front of the building that I hadn't looked in yet, and I found her. Super neat. I think about 50 bucks. Now, looking in the back there, that is, you saw the United Colors of Benetton for what was it, Kira or something that we sold already. This is United Colors Barbie. She's not quite as good, but she'll sell for about 25 bucks. And then here, we've got Perfect Pink Teresa. I thought I had grabbed two of these. I guess not, or maybe I set one down. I'm not sure. I only made it home with one of them. But she is about 25 bucks. Now, a lot of these that we got are sort of, let's call them bread and butter Barbies. They're in that $20 range, but they sell consistently. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick these up. So we got Perfect Pink. We'll move her to the side here. Now, you might recognize this one. This is Nigerian Barbie from the Dolls of the World collection. Most of those Dolls of the World aren't worth all that much. But I did actually already sell the one Nigerian Barbie that I had found. I sold it for $28 and change plus shipping. So when I found another one, I thought, well, yeah, I got to pick that up. Look, she actually has a tag on that one. $8. Most of this stuff wasn't tagged. We just came up with a deal at the end. I'll tell you what we spent at the end, but Nigerian Barbie, we ought to be able to get about $25, $30 for that. And then behind that, we've got two of the Puerto Rican Barbies, again from the Dolls of the World collection. You can see right there. This one, again, not super high dollar, but it sells very well. And we got two of them. So we're looking at about 15 bucks plus shipping a piece on Puerto Rican Barbie. And the nice thing is I probably won't do a quantity listing because the boxes, people that collect these, they look at the box and the condition of the box, and each box is going to have slightly different wear. So what I've been doing is listing one, and then if it sells, when it sells, I just sell similar and take new pictures, and the listing is otherwise already done. So it's pretty easy to do that. Then we've got Working Out Barbie. Look at it. It comes with a cassette tape for your workout music back there. And I think she has, she's got like suction cups on her feet. It's crazy. So Working Out Barbie, she sells pretty solid at about 20 bucks plus shipping. Okay, let's keep this thing going with Cool Blue Barbie. I actually picked up two of this one. There's another one hiding back on another spot on the table here. And this one sells, again, it's about 20 bucks plus shipping. And I got two of those. So again, we'll list one because see right there, there's where probably an old price tag was. The other box doesn't have that, right? So they're going to be slightly different. So we'll list one, wait till it sells, and then we'll list the other one. Now this the best one that we've picked up, the best single Barbie so far out of our 3 trips. This is Totally Hair Barbie. You might remember Totally Hairs before. We've sold a couple. I actually have another that I've sold that they haven't paid yet. And so I've got to wait till Friday to resolve that case. I'm going to relist it, and it'll sell right away. Within a day, it's going to sell. It's just annoying. It's going to sell for about 90 to 100 bucks. People have commented, and they're right. On this one, typically African American or Latina or stuff like that, you know, Barbies of color, very often they sell for better and for a higher dollar. And that is the case with this one for Totally Hair Barbie. There is only one of these listed right now, and it's listed at $249.99, and it's got a dozen watchers. There is actually a sold comp of $249.95, of $225, right in that ballpark. Now, the one thing that mine has an issue with, you know, there's slight box wear, you know, right there's some nicks, stuff like that. But really, the biggest thing, the depth styling gel has come loose. That used to sit like up in there, and it's come loose. So that does probably hurt it a little bit. And so what I'll do is I'm going to price this under the one that's listed for $250. I'm going to list mine for $240. You know, maybe $235, something like that. Maybe $235 plus shipping is where I'll list that, and I bet it sells. So that one is a fantastic find. That paid for a huge chunk of what we picked up today. It's awesome. Then we've got Jamaican Barbie back here, and I actually picked up 4 of them. This, again, look at that, dressed in the traditional costume. This is the Dolls of the World collection. So Jamaican Barbie, we've got 4 of them. They don't sell for a lot, but it's going to be easy once we get that first listing. They sell for between $15 and $20 plus shipping. So I am good with that. And they have actually on the top, and some of them do. Look at this, guys. Original price tags are cool anyway, but these were from Radio Shack. Who knew that Radio Shack sold Barbies? I don't remember that, but I guess they did. I found it on several others. We've got this one, pretty cool. Look at that. There's a comic book inside. Shout out to Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. California Dream Barbie. And this, of course, is Midge. This one is pretty good. I think this one will sell for about $30 plus shipping. So that's solid. Lights and Lace Barbie. We've sold 2 Lights and Lace, and I found a third one. Now, this is the least desirable of the Lights and Lace series because it's Barbie. Very often, Barbie isn't the one that sells for a lot. It's Barbie's friends that sell for a lot. But Lights and Lace Barbie, it will sell, and it'll sell for right about $25 plus shipping. All right, rearrange the stack here. I just knew something was going to tumble if I didn't. So now we've got Dentist Barbie. This one's interesting, and it sells for about $20. That's sort of the theme, right? 20, 25 bucks plus a couple of gems in here. So Dentist Barbie will go for about $20. And then we've got the Groovy 60s Barbie. I thought this would be worth a little bit more than what it is. It's worth about 25 bucks, and so is the Nifty 50s Barbie. So that's pretty cool. She's got the poodle skirt. I like these. I think they're very cool. And I decided to pick them up. I've actually had some viewers contact me saying, hey, I'd like to get just sort of a cool basic Barbie. Well, I got some. So in case people are interested, we've got some in that $20 price range. Now, we've also got Dodgers Barbie, which is pretty cool. This one sells pretty well for between about $35 and $40, right in that, well, ballpark. So Dodgers Barbie is in the mountain. And then look, guys, we got Farrah. I showed you Farrah before, but look at this. It looks really, really good. I mean, this looks like Farrah, right? And it looks like the poster, that famous swimsuit poster. I actually found and sold the poster once. I was so excited to find that iconic poster, and it sold relatively quickly. And you got the autograph on there. This is the Black Label Barbie. This is one that she wanted $75 for it, and that's sort of the average price that it sells for. But I've been buying a lot of stuff out there. We've dropped a lot of cash out there. So the person that said they were going to come pick it up for $75 never showed up. And so after I piled all this stuff together, I said, oh, and Farrah, how much would you want for her? She knew that, and she said, I could probably get a pretty good amount for her, but she also knew that I had been spending a good amount with her. So she said, how about $50? And so I did that because we're not going to make a ton on it. There are sold comps right around 100, and I'm going to price mine high. I'm going to price it about $100, and we'll see what happens. So I'm hoping to make a decent, but even if I only sell it for 75, we make a few bucks. It's just a cool piece to have and to sell. So this is a neat Barbie. I'm excited to be able to have it, even though we're not going to make a ton off of it. I got Farrah. Okay, we also got Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman, they actually released one a little bit more recently. This is the Wonder Woman release from 1999. This is really cool. It's got like a simulated 10-cent magazine back there. This is a cool piece, and this actually already spoken for. I picked this up specifically for a viewer that reached out and saw it on the video, so I'm going to get a hold of you, and we'll work out a deal on this one. We'll give you a good deal because I was able to talk her down a little bit on this one. For the most part, I paid her prices because, we're getting some stuff, we're paying up, but then we're getting other stuff where, she's giving us a screaming deal. So I felt okay kind of talking her down on a couple, and this one's for a viewer, so I certainly was going to get the best deal that I could. So this really cool. Keep an eye out for this one, though, Barbie as Wonder Woman. It actually is pretty good. And then we've got, of course, Marilyn. She had quite a few of them, and some are worth good money and some are not. It's interesting. I haven't figured out why. This one is worth about $50. Now, I think I saw a comp about 100, and I don't know why. I'm not sure why it would go that high. This sells routinely right about $50. Now, this, of course, Gone with the Wind. It's Scarlett O'Hara. This is the one where she made the dress out of the drapery, and this is pretty good. Has a pretty good sell-through rate. It's going to go for about $80 plus shipping. And then we've got another one. We've got, again, of course, Scarlett, and this is the barbecue dress. This is sort of that famous white and green dress. This is even a little better. This should go for about 100 to maybe 110 plus shipping. The comps are a little bit all over, but this one is in great shape, so I think we could get $110 out of this one. And then we've got another triple-digit Barbie. Let me show you that one. And here it is. Look at this thing. This is Jude Devereaux, the Raider. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's from one of the romance novels. It is a romance novel collection. I don't know, but look at that. You got like the stubble simulated on there. Yeah. How much? I mean, well, I already told you that this is a 3-digit Barbie. This sells very, very well for between $100 and $110 for this one. So let's talk numbers, right? Because that's what you're wondering. Now, I guess at this point you can guess, how much money do you think I spent? But I'll just tell you, today I spent $375 today. I was not anticipating spending that much. I said, I'm going to be a little more picky, and but you know what? I thought, we're making money. I'm going to buy some of these bread and butter Barbies that just keep moving out and make us a little bit of money. We double our money on them. If we figure we got them for $10 and sell them for 20, obviously you're taking out fees, you're taking out taxes, all that, but we're making money on each one. The sell-through is there, so it's easy money. These things are really pretty easy to list. Last time I listed all of them, I did it in basically a day. I had one long Saturday, listed them all, and then they've been selling for the next week. So I think we'll probably do the same thing with these, and I feel pretty good about spending $375 to pick all these up, especially since the one by itself is going to sell for $200. So what does that do to our overall picture, right? Because we've now been to this lady's place 3 times. The first time, I got my cheat sheet down here. The first time I paid $335. Then we paid $385. So we were at $720. Now I dropped $375. We've now dropped over $1,000 in the last week on Barbies. It sounds crazy, right? But before I started filming this video, we'd actually sold, I think, 4 more today. Our gross before I started this video is sitting at $1,474. Okay, so $1,400, almost 15. Let's call it $1,500. Right? Take out fees, roughly 13%, and take out our initial buy cost, $720. Okay, and that left us with $562. So that was our net profit after fees, after purchase price, all of that. We had made $562. So I pulled $375 out of our profits essentially today, right? That left us with $190 in profit still after I bought all of this. Now, I've run the numbers. I do accept offers on most of my stuff. So, you know, the numbers aren't exact. It's going to change a little bit. But I'd already figured that we were going to make about $1,400 off of the first two rounds net profit, okay? So I added in the numbers for today. It looks like we're going to make right about $1,000 off of the stuff that I picked up today, gross. So I think it's safe to say once we take out fees and take out our buy cost, all of that, we're still going to make about $2,000 profit on all of these Barbies. Now, we're still almost $200 in the profit right now. So every Barbie that sells that I had left and that's in this new lot is 100% profit. So sometimes, as I said on the last video, guys, sometimes you have to spend money to make money. Now, I haven't been thrifting in a little while because I've been dropping more money on these Barbies, but they're a consistent seller. I miss thrifting. I want to get out to Goodwill, but I'm putting my money right now where I know it's going to churn and turn into more money. So pretty soon, the Barbie well is going to be dry. I'm going to be going back to the thrift stores not long before we get to garage sales. I hope the spring is coming. We still haven't had a real snow here, so it doesn't feel like winter. But spring is coming, garage sales are coming, and that's where you make your best ROI. But right now, we're making good money off of these Barbies. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Eventually, I'm going to stop buying Barbies and you're not going to have to watch videos about it. But for those of you that have commented that you appreciate the knowledge, I appreciate that because this is a new area for me. I'm learning and it's interesting. I've been kind of surprised at how much money there is in vintage Barbie. There's a lot of junk out there. We'll just call it what it is. There's a lot of stuff that's just not worth anything. It might even look cool. It's just not worth anything. But there are gems inside of those piles of Barbies. So keep your eyes out. Comp the stuff. Make sure you know what you're getting into. But if somebody's got some Barbies for sale, it's worth taking a look. That's what we got. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. We've got the giveaway coming up. We'll probably do that here coming up in the next couple of days. Maybe we'll do that during Monday on the premiere. That way, maybe that person is in there where we premiere our videos Monday. It will be a what sold, probably a lot of Barbies. It'll be at 11:15 a.m. Eastern. So if you've commented on the last video, that if you missed it, the last video that we just did, our last what sold video, comment on the video and you're entered to win a free Mountain Man Treasure t-shirt. I'll have to get a hold of you and get your size, but we've got small up to XXL. So if you've already got a t-shirt, because our link is down below, you can get to our merch. If you've already got one, I'll send you out a mug and we can do it that way. Or maybe whoever wins, I'll ask them which they'd rather. We'll sort it out. It's no big deal. Thanks for stopping though, guys. I sure appreciate it. I'm going to cut this thing off and get some of these things listed so we can start making more money. Bye.